so incredible assembled and sharing the information and figuring out. I am actually so amazed by the humanity. Okay, even though sometimes it's so frustrating to recognize when you see what's really going on, the stupidity, the way they behave, and not thinking ahead or not recognizing that there's a much bigger picture here. In the retrospect, there's still this incredible movement or awakening happening. Another thing, what I am paying close attention right now is that Chiron and Aries and Lilith folks. Something interesting came to me last weekend on the 4th. I don't know, did you recognize that, everybody was just kind of all of a sudden turning about this Maxine or whatever her name was, that she was arrested and all this jazz and, trial and all this, whatever. And I was kind of stunned. And I said, wait a minute, we are dealing right now with the 4th of July, which is, to me, representing this huge Independence Day. And, many have been saying this is not an Independence Day just for America, but for the whole world. And that's how I felt. And I said, wait a minute, all of a sudden they are trying to distract us with this case. I mean, I know it's hugely important, but that every time they are trying to distract or bring something in, something is getting covered up. So, and I even ended up to have this conversation back and forth with somebody on the Facebook. And later on, as I was kind of checking out the stars and the astrology constellations, something hit me, guys. And I thought to share with you. Even it may not be 100%, I would say it is more energetic or archetypal energy, but it made such a sense to me because last weekend we had solar eclipse. We had a full moon, we had a full moon in Capricorn opposing Cancer. And, but, oh gosh, it was something else what I was looking forward to. I was trying, and that actually ended up to be connecting totally because Capricorn and Cancer, it's a male, female, mother, father energy. Yeah, that's how I was. Okay. So it was practically very much connected, this balance or imbalance between the male, female energy. Between the mother-father energy, between male-female energy, between Capricorn and Cancer, and all this stuff, okay? And I realized what this Maxwell was representing to me. If you know the story about Lilith, I mean, there are so many different stories, but one story actually struck me, and I'm just kind of keeping that little story in my head, that she was the first wife of Adam, and then the establishment at the time was not happy with her because they were pretty much in a very, very in a good sync. They could not. I couldn't handle to have a woman to be that much in alignment with her partner. So they pushed her away, and Eve became Adam, his second wife. And she ended up being very submissive. So, and what Lilith ended up to be is that she went in the underground and she ended up to be very disappointed and angry and all this jazz. But she became very destructive. Okay. And at the time, she became actually the killer of the children's and um, aborted babies and stuff. And it hit me. I said, wait a minute, isn't that somehow this whole story was very much connected to these children? And so I realized that on the some level, she actually represented archetype on metaphor of this incredible imbalance in our reality. So I thought to kind of just share with you and see how you resonate with that. So having a Chiron in Aries with Lilith in Aries, and she is actually retrograde. You know, I always say Lilith is the darkest side of ourselves that we totally neglected and pushed away. And she is raging because she is not acknowledged or brought back and integrated, folks. So a lot of the time when we are dealing with an incredible painful situation in our lives, we are not willing to, absorb that energy or integrate the energy or revisit that energy. But what we are not recognizing also is that that energy that we are not willing to face holds so many other aspects that can down the road become incredible healing. And also that part that is pushed away also holds a huge amount of energy that we will push away from ourselves. So I'm not quite sure, how important is that to you or what you can do with that energy, but I thought it would be good to share. So how is that all connected what we are dealing right now? I think I did share with you that I believe all these energies, what they are rising right now from the different timelines, are all unresolved issue from the past. And I would say this whole energy is going back all the way to Atlantis. And if you know, or how much you know about the Atlantis ended up to be destroyed. Okay. And my question to you would be, is that, can you see that we are actually right now on the brink of another total destruction unless we can turn around and face the unresolved issue or face what we could not face at the time we were not ready or not understanding or didn't have the capacity, to do right now the integration and work with it. And I think you can see that, this whole, we could call it almost an end game, is total enslavement of the humanity. And down the road, push into the transhumanism, which is, merging with the machine. And so practically that would be the whole new level, or actually even the exit from the humanity as we know today. And who knows in what direction this may end up to go. I always believe that we have a free will. And a couple of days ago, I was in this energetic realm, and I had this scenario that these negative energies were trying to destroy the morphic field of the humanity. And there was this energy saying, no, you cannot destroy the free will and the choice of that morphic field. So whatever that means, we will see. But definitely we are right now in the midst of the, how should I even call it? I would not even call it cleaning, because it's not necessarily the cleaning, the awakening. Or maybe even called the balancing act. So we will see. I always say, do your best, work with these energies, and recognize, what part of yourself is still kind of sticking in this unresolved issue. Because I always say, what is really happening outside is actually just an unresolved issue, totally unresolved issue from so many layers. But at the same time, the opposition is actually using that, what's the name, conflict for their own gain. So I hate to say that. I feel for some groups that they are not recognizing actually they've been used. And but again, that's the awareness and the wake up. So anyway, folks, that would be it for today. So let me just kind of summarize this. So what do you think? What would be the second wave? I personally think that it would be the unbelievable realization in the collective about the deceptions and the lies that we've been told. And we will see what will happen on this side. Okay? So take good care of yourself. Be wise. And until next time, take good care. See ya.